Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. I've been doing a daily countdown of my 366 favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 43 is Super Mario Bros. 3. Where to start with this game? It's representing a lot of milestones on the rankings. It's not quite the highest ranked platformer, but it is the highest ranked skillful platformer. I'd argue it's the highest ranked Mario game, even though it's not actually the highest ranked game with Mario in the title. But you know, lots of things have Mario in the title, and I would argue are not like Mario games. That may make sense later when I get to the highest ranked game with Mario in the title. But for now, just assume I'm making sense. It is, though, the highest ranked game from the 80s, and thus also the highest ranked NES game. You may notice, however, that the version I'm recording is the Super Nintendo compilation game, Super Mario All-Stars, which kind of makes it my highest ranked Super Nintendo game too. Kind of. I mean, not really, but kind of. Another thing you may notice is that there was a lot of struggles recording this game. I swear this game was easier when I was 6 years old. My wife and I were switching off on level attempts to record this, and we both agreed we didn't remember the game being actually this hard. But as I thought about it between then and now, I guess it probably just was, and I just pushed through a little better. And I cannot deny the amount of fun we had together finding new and creative ways to fail on even the earliest levels. As I thought more about how I wanted to talk about the game for this video, it occurred to me that this is where the charm and eternal legacy of this game lies. The first Mario Bros. Game is a timeless classic, but really not all that complex. The second Mario Bros. Game is just very different and ultimately not for the better. But Super Mario Bros. 3 takes everything learned from those and results in this incredible depth that pushes players to their limits, and once you stick with it, creates the most engaging and diverse series of level designs in the entire franchise. Every single level really kind of stands out on its own and is memorable for its own thing. There isn't anything that's just like, oh, it's another cave world, or oh, it's another field world. It's all very stand out. I would argue that almost every level is better than the most interesting levels in the first Mario Bros. Game. Not quite every, but most of them. There's also the power-ups, of course. The addition of entirely new suits does a ton for level variety, not only because you can interact with the levels and platforms in new ways, but also because you generally don't need the new suits to clear the levels, largely serving as ways to make things more manageable or to reach otherwise impossible areas and find cool hidden things. The frog suit is cool, and who doesn't want to be a hammer bro? But definitely the draw here is the one they put on the box. The Super Leaf, and by extension the Tanuki suit, are phenomenal. Turning into a raccoon that can use its tail to fly? Are you kidding me? And when Mario is in the full Tanuki suit, it's the best he's ever looked. Super Mario World's cape is a little easier to use than the Tanuki, but ultimately trivializes a lot of level design, which is fun to mess around with, sure, but almost feels like cheating. It's difficult to put into words what makes Super Mario Bros. 3 so special or amazing, because so much of the game's design is present in large parts of the industry today, and not just in Mario titles. Flexibility of locomotion, having these different suits that allow you to move in a variety of ways, not just like better or worse, but different. Diverse worlds to traverse, there's a lot of things that, you know, looking back, we might take for granted about Mario and the setting of the Mushroom Kingdom and other parts of that world, but the vast majority of them didn't really exist until this game, and then they just kind of kept doing that forever. Little collectibles that amount to bonuses, shown here as the cards you get at the end of each level. At first I didn't understand how the cards worked, and I actually didn't understand at all growing up. I only learned how they actually worked while recording for this. And so it's cool to me how the different combinations, almost like a slot machine, right, make different amounts of power-ups you can get. And then also using these card elements, although it's not literally the cards you got, to do like the Toad House, where you do another kind of a slot machine, trying to get bonus power-ups for things, is all fun. It just expands the world of Mario in so many ways that they then lean on for the next, you know, at this point, 25 plus years. But ultimately, Super Mario Bros. 3 has extremely precise controls that require you to get very good at the game. And once you are, you unlock one of the most incredibly rewarding experiences you'll ever have in your life. We recorded this with a Nintendo Switch, and at some point we remembered, oh, hey, this thing has save states. So we definitely leaned on that a bit to kind of cheat the life thing and the difficulty, just in the interest of time. Normally I would have just kind of pushed through and learned from the mistakes a little more. I love learning from mistakes. But yeah, there's only so much time in the day, and I've got a lot of these videos to make, so if I can take a shortcut, I'm probably gonna do it. That being said, originally, I never actually beat the game. It's a lot of levels, and it's pretty challenging, and you can't go backwards. It's hard to farm lives. And so, yeah, you just have to get very good the whole way through. I'll probably beat this. Join me tomorrow as I talk about my 42nd favorite game, where I am actually excited about something being read, because I really need to fix my clues leading up to these games in the spreadsheet, because that's the second time I've gotten 2 games backwards this month. Whoops.